Whether it's your first time here or you're a regular here at Mr. Super Oz, I just want to thank you for tuning in to the channel. It exists because I, Oz, from the channel Mr. Super Oz, I wrote a 68-page graphic novel called Everlasting Survivors. Volume 1 is called All Day Long. If you follow the link in the description of this video, you can get yourself hats, shirts, posters, all kinds of fun things. But most importantly, you can get the story itself. And the more people that pick up the story, the greater the chances are that there can be continued adventures with these heroes. If you could, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment, enjoy. To the King of the Ring in Ohio. Was it Dayton or was it Cleveland? I forget. I think it was Dayton.
I'm going to have to look back up because I did not write it down, but I want to say it was Dayton.
Yeah, I feel like it was Dayton. But at King of the Ring, the matches that I have booked are Booker T versus X-Pac, Hurricane versus Jamie Noble. Now, this one is kind of us conversing, but...
Nope, never mind. It's Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, there we go. Nationwide. So I knew it was Ohio, I just couldn't remember which one. So, yeah. Columbus, Ohio. But in Columbus, I book Booker T to defeat X-Pac, getting him to the finals of the tournament.
Right.
I have Jamie Noble, with the assistance of Nidia, winning his first Cruiserweight Championship, and also it's his first match in this company. Over the Hurricane. And so, how do you book your end of the brackets, my good man?
Pass me the piece of paper.
You got it.
Actually wrote it down for me.
Yes, sir. There we go.
Much appreciated, good sir. So Mick obviously brings his fellas into the show and says, "Yeah, listen, my bad. I didn't know Stephanie was gonna do that. She finessed me on that one. Unfortunately, there's not a damn thing we can do. So we're just gonna get to work tonight. Do your thing, and best of luck to you, gentlemen."
Well, and the upside was 2 of the 4 did get a bye, so
yeah.
it's like a couple of guys like, I ain't even stressing it.
Yeah, I'm like Jericho and Brock's like whatever. Goldust and Snow, not so much.
Not so much.
Well, it's okay. Doesn't make too much of a difference. Jericho defeats Snow. There's a little back and forth, but let's be honest. You've seen how I've been booking Snow. He's mostly been used to put everybody over.
Absolutely, and it makes sense for Mick because he loves making those jokes about his boy.
Exactly. But Chris beats him with the Walls of Jericho to advance to the semifinals. And then, of course, you have Goldust versus Brock.
Yes,
and
Dustin Rhodes.
This one, oh boy. So, Dustin has its moments, but very similar to how Brock's been treating, well, the entire rest of the Raw roster. He has been wrecking shop.
But also, think about it this way. I know we're in Columbus, Ohio, but it's also what he did to a fellow Texan in Steve Austin.
That's right.
Which is kind of embarrassed that old,
exactly.
Great, but older man.
Yes, of course, a great older man. That's a good way to put it. And that sparks the fire in Goldust's soul coming into this match, and it's a solid fight from him in the beginning until Brock says nah, and just he throws him around a little bit. And Paul says, "Listen, we got a long night ahead of us. Let's go ahead and wrap it up." Nails the F5, big 1, 2, 3. Brock's in the semifinals against Jericho. We get to later on in the night. Brock defeats Chris Jericho via Brock Lock to advance to the finals of the King of the Ring against
Booker T.
Booker.
Yes. So I love you, Booker T, and you will be King of the Ring. Just not here in Columbus, Ohio.
In this moment.
Yes. Because we all love. Well, I personally love me some King Booker, but
classic.
but it's not that time yet, good sir. And actually have bigger plans for my King Booker when we get there.
Can't wait to hear it.
I thought I told you.
No, not for King Booker. Nah, not yet. Tell me on camera.
Yeah. This is like 4 years from now, but yeah, I got it. He was like, it's one of my things.
Oh man. But
Yeah, Brock.
Did you already do your other matches, non-king matches?
Just a cruiserweight title match and
I'm sure that's something else, but I can't remember.
nope, that's all I got. Is that cruiserweight title match.
All right, cool. Well,
I could probably throw something together if I had to, but
nah, you're good.
but the
Show's
fact
long
is
enough
that
as
William
is.
Regal doesn't have to defend because he already did it this month, and
Mark
the
Henry
television
already
title
defended.
only has to defend on television.
Exactly. And speaking of those other titles, we got AEW Women's Championship match, Lita versus Jazz. They beat the mess out of each other. And the match ends with, so there's 3 tables set up somewhere in the arena, backstage, yada yada. Point is, Jazz does the power bombs and she goes through one table, does not let go, picks her up, goes to a second table, does not let go, picks her up, goes to the third table.
You have
pins.
so much faith. You have so much faith. And I hope that you're right. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that would be beautiful.
Man, listen, if it works, it will probably be the sexiest thing I've ever seen.
The funny thing is, even if it's not perfect,
Yeah,
I think it would still garner the respect that it deserves just for the effort put in.
yeah. And let's be honest, everybody likes Lita. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean,
And Jazz is a great talent that just wasn't showcased in the way that I think she would have, could have, should have been.
yeah,
So-
absolutely. So I think it works out. And honestly, people definitely have their respect for Jazz because I don't know if you watched, but she was in Impact.
Not just Impact. She had a run in NWA as well.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the NWA run. But
I just mean like in WWE,
In WWE, her
specifically,
respect.
she didn't get that
that she was
proper treatment like a Trish or a Lita often get given to them, and even people who don't really deserve that same accolade, Stacey, Tori, Eve Torres, Kelly, the list goes on.
Yeah.
I
I feel like they had their high points, but it just wasn't.
I'm just
from
saying, I
an
think Jazz
in-ring
is. I just
perspective,
think
yeah.
Jazz is better than a lot of.
I agree. The ones
people
that do get the props.
Exactly.
I get
exactly.
you. I get you.
That's all I was getting at.
Yeah.
No knock on, extreme expose or whatever the
Yeah,
crap.
yeah. Listen, I mean, it was 2008 at the time, so I enjoyed the stream expose. I was also, like,
You were ready.
Yeah.
You were like, this is my time.
this is my moment, Dennis. But anyway, after the match, huge win for Jazz. She comes out, does the, you know the image by now, does the title over the head. When Trish Stratus shows her true colors, drops Jazz where she stands with a chick kick, and reveals that all along she's been the one. She was the one that locked Jazz in the locker room when Lita was Pillmanizing. I did have that happen.
Yep.
It all came back to me now. But she was the one that locked the locker room. She's the one that's been
That
trying
told him that the assault was happening. All
exactly
this stuff,
getting in Jazz's head. And Trish shows her true colors, shows she's been with Lita this whole time.
Sure, which makes good sense.
And so that wraps that up. And then last but not least, because I know how how the King of the Ring tournament ends with a lot of brutal murders.
Yes.
We decided to have a nice feel-good moment here. So, Dudley's versus Too Cool tables match for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Too Cool secure the victory
Oh, that's nice.
by stealing the 3D and nailing Bubba Ray because it's a lot funnier if it happens to Bubba.
Absolutely. So I guess that means that Quiche picks him up and then
I do not see Scotty picking
yeah,
up Bubba Ray.
it can't be
So, yeah.
can't be that way. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that a lot. And so, in case you couldn't tell by me saying that it's not Booker's year, well, Brock does go over in the semi-main event
Yep.
and gets crowned King of the Ring, which then sets him up to get to the big old SummerSlam main event. And who is Brock Lesnar facing
That's the question.
at the 2002 SummerSlam main event?
Is it Triple H? Is it The Rock?
The most electrifying man taking on the Game, the cerebral assassin, the King of Kings. So who?
Run along on nicknames there.
But yeah, that Greenwich Blue Blood, who is going over, good man, and this here main event. I know that we kind of co-booked this thing, but
Yeah.
still,
It's a team effort.
I'll let you talk about who wins this here main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the most surprising move of the year, not really, but the Rock defeats. Actually, I think this happened in reality too.
Well, the Rock wins the title,
Yeah.
but Triple H was not champion
Yes.
at this point.
That's what it was. Okay.
And so the way it went in real life was Triple H loses to Hogan. Hogan loses to Undertaker. Undertaker loses to The Rock.
Right, we skipped the yo-yo jump.
Yeah, there was none of that.
We just got rid of the fluff and just went straight.
And
to
so
the end.
what we've been having is for Triple H to become a killer upon his return from injury and stay dominant after his championship victory at WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
So there was no loss to Hogan. Hogan didn't lose to Taker. Taker didn't lose in a three-way to Kurt and Rock and lose to Rock. And so here, Rock doesn't retain the title. He wins it
the title
from Triple H in the main event. I know I said I was going to give it to you, but whatever. We broke down the history, and it was a team effort anyway.
We did the background, which is partially like what the show is built on.
Absolutely.
You gotta know what happens in reality sometimes.
You got to know what happened, because that is why the importance of Alpha Entertainment Worldwide existing is so important, because the whole reason that we had WCW win the invasion and create the insurgency and do the corporate merger is because so many stupid decisions were made by the old man Vince. And hot potatoing the title was definitely one of them, so we didn't do it at all. We didn't hot potato the title. We brought back a babyface Triple H, who was a babyface and never turned heel with Steve Austin.
Yep.
And so he drops the title here on pay-per-view.